Are you hearing all the craze about carnivore and you're not sure that an animal-based diet will be right for you? If that sounds like you, you've come to the right video. Hi, I'm Dr. Hampton, and as you know, I'm on a mission to help you achieve metabolic health. And today, I'm joined by the co-author of Keto, the Complete Guide, and the Carnivore Cookbook, which I have at my home as we speak, and I use it often to come up with really cool ideas about how a guy like me who likes to eat meat can do it in a fun way. And what I wanted to do is ask Craig Emmerich a question because he knows a little bit about eating animal based. And the question is, why would anybody decide to remove plants from their diet and focus on carnivore? Are there certain people who should be considering that dietary pattern, Craig?
Yeah, I think, to set the baseline, it's good to start at our early human ancestors. And so if you go back and you look at Neanderthals and early humans, there's been tons of studies on this now, and they look at the collagen in their bones, and from that nitrogen content, they can tell, okay, what proteins did they eat? Was it plant proteins? Was it animal proteins? And time after time after time after time, these studies show that these early humans, when we were evolving these big brains and shrinking our guts and becoming human in the first place, uh, they were eating primarily animal proteins. They were actually apex carnivores. They were like on the trophic levels. They were like up by lions and actually higher, more apex than lions, right? So we got these big brains by eating primarily animals. Now, in a modern context, is it required? No. Nobody's required to eat carnivore, right? Unless in certain situations where it might be helpful. And that's kind of where we go at it is we asked in our carnivore book, what's your why? Why do you want to do carnivore? And I think that's a very important starting point because it can change a lot how you do it and methods and whatnot. And the reason is certain autoimmune conditions, um, chronic pain like Lyme disease, which I have, uh, things like various autoimmune disorders, which I also have, ankylosing spondylitis as a result of the Lyme, and things like bipolar and some brain disorders that can really be helped if you go to carnivore. And the reason I believe is that all plants have something called anti-nutrients, these compounds that
Mhm.
the body doesn't need or want. They're anti-nutrient because body's just got to detox them and get rid of them. And for somebody that's got a depressed immune function, like especially people like with Lyme, they already have this crazy immune response going on and immune dysfunction. And then when you add an additional load on the body to detox these other compounds, it just adds to the overall inflammation and load on the immune system. And I think that's why when you cut them out, so many people see such a reduction in pain, reduction in autoimmune symptoms, improvements in bipolar symptoms and these kind of things because it really helps with a lot of those conditions.
I love all of those answers. And if I can summarize them, you said that maybe our ancestors ate this way. So that's a good place to start. It's always nice to go back and think about what was the appropriate diet for our ancestors. Number two, what's your why? You're dealing
Yeah.
with an autoimmune condition. For you, it's like, I got to do this if I'm going to feel normal. For me, it was irritable bowel. And when I eat plants, it irritates my gut. When I don't eat plants, it doesn't. So there may be a few things I can eat, like string beans, etc. But in general, when I eat a steak, I feel better. And then, of course, this well-known concept of those anti-nutrients. And for some of us, there's levels to this. Some people can have a little exposure to those anti-nutrients, and it actually can make them stronger in a way. Maybe hormesis is a real thing, which is
Yeah.
that concept that makes us stronger. But for some of us, it's we just can't tolerate it. So,
Right.
so I think you have to listen to yourself, decide what is best for you. Don't get indoctrinated into the carnivore world. There are ketovores, and ketovores like Nisha, Dr. Ken Berry's wife, she finds that that's a good place for her to be. So I'm really happy you came to this video, but I'm even happier that you came to the Protecting Your Nest podcast because you're my guest on episode 138. And you shared even more insights about, keto, carnivore, and from the perspective of an engineer. So I really appreciate you. And I thank everybody who checked out this video. And until the next video, have a great day and continue to protect your nest.